you have been in the industry from decades. You are really inspiring young entrepreneurs, young individuals who want to be in the finance. In stock market, usually it is known as the game of betting. Not my quotes, right? And why I'm saying this is because recently, I have seen my dad entering into the stock market, and your family members are concerned. Okay, why are you doing this? When we are settled, everything is good. Why are you doing this? Is it needed? And it is a high risk game. We know that. So from a point of view of a young individual, I really want to ask you, uh, if we are entering into the stock market, first, should we enter into it? What time we should enter into it? And how much we should invest in stock market? What would be the ideal strategy?
Well, it's almost like a philosophical question.
Yes.
See, the question about me, I'll tell you.
Hmm.
I opened my Demat account after I left BSc. So I have never bought and traded or sold a single share during my tenure at BSc.
Okay.
So that's why I know, because I was handling the stock market.
Right.
BSc is one of the oldest Asian stock exchange.
Right.
But I never dealt in it. So that you can be, you can be you can be a controller of a stock capital market. You still don't be involved. So that's the way you actually take care of your conflict of interest, and it gives you a ability to take dispassionate, neutral decisions, which can be hard, but you are okay because you go by parameter. Okay, now your second question: should you go into or anybody else go into stock market? Why not? It's like any other business.
Okay.
There is no, it's a profession. I don't see that anybody should be feeling, oh, I should not go, it's untouchable, or I'll actually lose everything. No. The question is, what is the intention with which you want to enter?
Right.
If you I want to be a KBC, Crorepati, on the day one, don't.
Right.
But you say that, okay, this is an investment, this is a work I'm doing, and as you do with any other profession or any other business, you will do and you will grow and you will make money. You will. But you go with the intention that, okay,
the intent should be right.
Intent should be right. You should not distinguish capital market or say banking job.
Right.
Banking, you don't think twice.
Right.
You got a bank job, okay, I'm happy, I'm working for a bank. So you get into capital market, happy, be happy. I am working for capital market. I am trying to do something, increasing the country's market capitalization.
Right.
I think contributing some which way. So you have a noble object that gives you a strength to be neutral.
Right. So when you are, now in 2025, right? Because of AI disrupting this industry now, there are so many startups who are building algorithms saying that, hey, we'll give you the best strategy to, earn faster. I don't know if it is delusional, but there are, ChatGPTs of the world which are claiming that you can definitely take the advice, which will not, it will obviously write it clearly that do not take this as an advice, as a disclaimer, but eventually it gives you a lot of data to take a right decision. So what is your point of view on the AI for stock market? Is it going to be a right partner, then invest? So is it going to be like a hand-to-hand tool and technology?
Okay, let me ask you a very simple question.
Yeah.
When you did your 10th standard or SSC, there used to be some guides,
Right.
That will tell you 21 expected or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, apekshit is it.
Right.
So that used to give you 21 questions and 21 answers. Now, just imagine you read only that book, 21, and nothing else. Would you like to, would you see that you'll clear the exam?
No.
Then it becomes a luck.
Right.
Maybe some questions out of the 21 came and get. Right. But if you had studied as normal and with textbook, and you have used that as a tool just to revise, refresh, and try to understand, put your thoughts together, then probably you would be able to score much more. Why? Because you got a tool to help you.
Right.
Exactly, this is the same thing. That when you take this decision with AI is not us, as they call it, Ram Ban Ilaj. It is not everything. It is not a solution. It should be used as a tool to help you out, to structure your thought, to enable you with information, data, some insights, which will actually help you to take your own call. But just blindly saying that, okay, I press the button, it says jump, you jump. No, we don't do that. So that is how, and that's what, today I was talking about that AI should not become your master. AI should be your friend, philosopher, and guide. But let it be that friend,
Right.
philosopher, and guide. Never allow it to be your master.
Amazing. So now platforms like Zerodha, Grow, right? They are the pioneers in this particular industry, and specifically with stock market. There's huge capital which is, going into the stock market, and it is, we have seen the index, right? It is growing, growing, growing. It is the right moment, if, as everybody's saying, the India GDP is growing, and we all are growing together. So if I was a 5-year-old kid, right? How, like, I am your son, how would you advise me to start with my investment journey?
Okay. Again, I'll tell you my story. When I joined BSc, the Sensex was at 3,000. And today it's more than 80, 20 years.
Right.
So where it was, where it has.
20, yeah.
Right. So if you're just invested into a Sensex ETF or whatever, from 3,000 to 82,000, 83,000, whatever it is, that journey would have happened. So like any other asset class, capital market exposure, in whatever format you do, it should be part of your total portfolio. So if you're a 5-year-old and I give you $10, what would you do? Maybe you can go and buy a candy.
Right.
Or you can go with a friend and have something, spend it. Or you can decide, okay, out of that, 2 rupees I'm going to spend for myself. $5 I'm going to spend for with my family or friends. And $3 I'm going to invest. That,
Yes.
if you understand that from the age of 5, by the time you are 50, you would definitely be high net worth individual on your own on
Right,
that.
right. So amazing. That's a great advice. I really want to go back and listen from you. What is your story? Right. So how have been your decades?
Well, as it happens with anybody, in particularly in India, you start small.
Yeah.
You struggle, then you achieve. When you achieve, you struggle again, and you go up.
Right.
That is how the whole journey starts.
Right.
And to tell you frankly, I started with doing my career in CA.
Mhm.
I was almost completing my intermediate.
Mhm.
Something happened in family. At the same time, I got a job from a public nationalized bank. I had to make a choice. I made a choice, and then banking became my career.
Yeah.
And then from small public sector bank to Reserve Bank to multinational bank, that was it. And after some time, after 2 decades, I got invited to be in the capital market. That was something very new. And the BSA that time wanted somebody who is not connected with capital market. They
Wow.
wanted regulator, and I fitted the bill. And so I said, okay, let me take a challenge. So I decided to join. It was just 10 days before I joined, the market scam happened. And I was actually advised by everybody else that you see what's happening.
Right.
The BSA's board was truncated. And everybody said, okay, you can take, revise your decision. I said, if this would have happened after my joining, I would not have the option to going back. So I said, okay, let's go further. And the rest, as they say, is the history. And yeah, you see, the important thing in life is to believe and follow in your values.
Right.
Whatever may be challenge, you stick to it, then I'm sure most of the time
Mhm.
you do get rewarded, not in money terms,
Right.
but as they say, anything else, but your acceptance, recognition follows.
Right.
And that is much more satisfying than traveling in a Range Rover.
So see, you're a Gujarati
Yep.
and Hubar Gujarati too.
Mm.
So the more important question is, because whenever anybody who joins the job industry, right? When they go for their first jobs, there is a situation for Gujaratis and Marwadis where you join the family business or you join the job industry, right? So was that a point for you ever?
No, because that I'm not from a business family.
Right.
So my father was a professional, and my when family members of. So for me, going into a profession or a job was almost like natural, and so I didn't have a choice to make a choice. But I think that is how it is. But I believe most important part is કે એક વખત તમે જે નક્કી કર્યું હોય તો એમાં તમારે આગળ વધવું જોઈએ, and you make your career out of that.
It's very
And
valuable.
that's important, because if you, just like there is a very common meme you see, the one person who keeps on getting into different windows for getting a ticket, and ultimately he doesn't get it.
Right.
So one shouldn't have that. You decide your mind, stick to it, decide your goal, and go for it.
Amazing. No, I asked you this question is because at now, because you have seen the top positions, right, in the country, how do you define success?
Simple and difficult. Simple,
Okay.
why? Because whatever you do which gives you satisfaction is success. It does not mean get related to money or power or position or anything else, name, fame. So that's a simple definition of success. You want to do something, you decided and you achieve it. That's success for you. The other success is, as you say, you started saying that I had that positions and something. Yeah, you always grow up. You look up and you say, okay, this is the intermediate station. What is my next destination? And so you, but the important thing at that point of time is be 100% satisfied where you are and have an ambition to go to the next. But you should not be ever feeling, okay, I'm here and I'm not very happy, I'm not satisfied. That should not happen. So you'll be satisfied, but you be ambitious. It's slightly dichotomy, but it is the best way to see. That way it gives you a strength to do what you do.
Right.
And then aspire for something bigger.
Amazing. So the last question, which is you're out of BSc, right? So I really want to understand from that angle that what would be the 3 disruptive ideas which you have seen or come across that this is a $1 billion idea.
There can be a $1 billion idea. There can be $1 billion ideas.
Right.
Okay. And when you say $1 billion, that was the valuation when I converted BSc into limited company. $1 billion is what the valuation I got it for BSc. And I'll tell you the example. When we converted BSc 20 years ago, I issued 10,000 shares to member brokers, shareholders.
Okay.
I think the value of that 10,000 today, with everything included, is nearly 150 crores. Look at the quantum. Right. Which other asset class would have given you 10,000 to 150 crores?
Isn't crypto the same? Doing that?
Okay, now, can you see BSc?
Yes.
Yeah? Is there a building?
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Show me a crypto building.
There's no asset.
Show me a crypto guy. Crypto server, GPUs.
Right.
So what remains in virtual world can vanish in virtual world. What remains in physical world will always remain in physical world. That's the difference. And that's why, see, even when the cryptos started coming in, I was in the regulatory system, something. I had always said that there should be some sort of a regulation.
Right.
Because once you regulation, people think regulation is a burden. It's not. Regulation gives you safety. It's a guardrail. It's ring fencing. Because then everybody follows the same rule. Today you have a wallet or you mining the Bitcoin. I am mining my own Bitcoin. I have something different. You have something different. And one of us goes out of this room and the whole clashes. What happens? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
And everybody who's put money into your wallet goes bankrupt.
Yeah, true.
So and that's my message from this podcast, that if anybody wants and everybody wants crypto to go, and nothing wrong. It's a blockchain technology after all underlined. So instead of facing creating a situation where saying that our independence, privacy will be lost if we get regulated, actually open-heartedly get regulated.
Yes.
So that people will build trust and confidence. Today it is a speculative thing. If crypto goes by 30% up, what has happened actually? Nothing, right? You have actually restricted the mining, and that's why the demand supply plays it on it.
Right.
But if you do that regulation, then I would say crypto could be a very good medium.
Right.
It's easy. it's convenient, and it's across the globe, and it's fast.
Right.
I would say that's a good asset class, but not for the speculative purpose. It should be there in a regulated environment where everybody has a view that, okay, I have a safety net. Then it will really do fly. Whatever you're doing, maybe get 10x multiple. We don't know.
Right.
That's it.
Any other idea which you would suggest? I mean, you might have got so many decks now, so I'm very sure that
the other thing which we are talking of startup.
Yeah.
I think as a startup entrepreneur, you are also young. See, one should come out of the mindset of valuation.
Okay.
And come into value creation. There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
You see, if I open a setup and I say, okay, 400 crore, I go to Shark and say, my valuation 400 crores. What? You are going after valuation. You start value creation. If you create something, and the important thing is now almost everybody likes their own child.
Right.
Nobody's going to say, I don't like the child. So everybody likes their own idea. The important thing would be that your idea, you first ask the question, what kind of a problem I am solving? How does it solve it? And by solving that problem, offering that solution, how that solution improves the entire efficiency of the system, of the problem at hand, and how does it add value to the other person whose problem we are trying to solve. If you find out these 3-4 questions and focus it on, I think no startup should ever fail. Right. We have reverse ratio, 98% fail and 2% becomes, of that 2% becomes unicorn. Otherwise, but that's because of our mindset. I request everybody that come out of valuation and look at value creation. Your valuation will automatically follow. Right. Just as I say, money should not be the objective. Money should be the result of your objective. Amazing. Thank you so much.